The tiny train that could. One time, in a bustling train yard at the edge of a small town, there was a tiny train named Tilly. Tilly wasn't like the big, powerful trains that zoomed across the countryside, carrying heavy cargo and passengers. She was a little engine, just big enough to chug along on short trips to the nearby village. Every day, Tilly watched the big trains leave the station with their loud whistles and shiny cars. "I wish I could go on a big adventure like them," Tilly sighed. "You're too small, Tilly," said Grumble, the grumpy old freight train. "You'll never make it over the big hills." But Tilly wasn't ready to give up on her dream. "Maybe one day I'll get my chance," she said to herself. That day came sooner than Tilly expected. Late one evening, a terrible storm rolled through the town, washing away part of the tracks the big trains used. A message came to the train yard: a group of children in the mountain village needed supplies, and no train could get to them, except Tilly. The train yard grew quiet. Even Grumble didn't have anything to say. All eyes turned to Tilly. "I'll do it," Tilly said, her little whistle tooting loudly. "But the hills are steep, and the storm isn't over," said the station master. "I can do it," Tilly said again, her engine rumbling with determination. With a little help, Tilly was loaded up with warm blankets, food, and toys for the children. As she rolled onto the tracks, the wind howled, and the rain poured. "I think I can, Tilly whispered to herself as she chugged toward the hills. The climb was hard. Tilly's wheels slipped on the wet tracks, and her engine puffed and groaned. I think I can, she said louder and louder. At last, Tilly reached the top of the hill and saw the mountain village below, its lights twinkling like stars. "I knew I could," she cheered as she began her careful descent. When Tilly arrived, the villagers greeted her with cheers. The children were so excited to see the toys and blankets, and they hugged Tilly's warm engine. "You're the little train that could," they said. By the time Tilly returned to the train yard, the storm had cleared, and the big trains were back to work. Grumble gave a small nod. "I guess you showed us, Tilly." From that day on, Tilly wasn't just the tiny train. She was the brave little engine that could, and everyone in the train yard looked up to her. The end.